Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I extend to you the eternal and of course the universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. Well, a most pleasant good morning going out to you on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. We have now come to basically the end of the week. We are heading now towards the weekend. As always, I do pray and hope that you are healthy, you are well, you are enjoying a period of happiness and prosperity and well-being. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safras Ghani, here in your company on this auspicious and holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago. Jum'ah Mubarak going out to you and yours. And of course, before we go any further, I must take the opportunity to say a very, very special thank you going out to Pandit Shivan Hari Prasad for those beautiful and wonderful words of inspiration and motivation. And as we always do, we definitely do wish him a safe and speedy trip back home. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. O Allah, it is you do we worship, and from you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Well, today's Islamic date is the 14th day in the month of Rabi'ul Thani, which of course is the 4th month on the Islamic calendar in the year 1446. Already 2 weeks have gone by in this new month, the 4th month on the Islamic calendar. Before we know it, in the flash of an eye, this month also will come to an end. And today also coincides with the 3rd Friday in the month of October for the year 2024. As I always like to say, time is of the essence. Time is moving by very, very quickly. And before you know it, time is up. So the intelligent person is the one who uses the time afforded to him before the final hour approaches upon him. Blessings going out to you and yours. Jumu'ah Mubarak going out to you and yours once again as we are now getting ready to commence the holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, allow me now to take the opportunity to officially welcome you to the program. Live on air, live on the internet, live across our social feeds as well. Welcome to this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. Definitely do stick around. I've got lots to share with you as we get through this particular hour together. This is Soul Inspirations right here on 103.1 FM.
तारीफ उस खुदा की जिसने जहां बनाया, कैसी ज़मीं बनाई, कैसी ज़मीं बनाई, क्या आसमां बनाया। तारीफ उस खुदा की पाँव तले बिछाया, क्या खूब फर्श खाकी, पाँव तले बिछाया, क्या खूब फर्श खाकी, और सर पे लाजवर्दी, और सर पे लाजवर्दी, एक साहिबा बनाया। तारीफ उस खुदा की मिट्टी से बैल बूटे, क्या खुशनुमा उगाए, मिट्टी से बैल बूटे, क्या खुशनुमा उगाए, पहना के सब्ज़ खिलवाती, पहना के सब्ज़ खिलवाती, उन्हीं को जवान बनाया। तारीफ उस खुदा की جس نے جہاں بنایا تعریف اس خدا کی یہ پیاری پیاری چڑیا پھرتی ہیں جو چہکتی یہ پیاری پیاری چڑیا پھرتی ہیں جو چہکتی قدرتی نے تیری ان کو قدرتی نے تیری ان کو تسبیح خواب بنایا تعریف اس خدا کی آب رواں کے اندر مچھلی بنائی تو نے آب رواں کے اندر مچھلی بنائی تو نے مچھلی کے تیرنے کو مچھلی کے تیرنے کو آب رواں بنایا تعریف اس خدا کی ہر چیز سے ہے تیری کاریگری ٹپکتی ہر چیز سے ہے تیری کاریگری ٹپکتی کارخانہ تو نے کارخانہ تو نے کب آئے گا بنایا تعریف اس خدا کی جس نے جہاں بنایا کیسی زمین بنائی کیسی زمین بنائی کیا آسمان بنایا تعریف اس خدا کی
Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM, brought to you courtesy Original Barbecue Hut, Nicer Brand Products Limited, Point Fortin Hardware Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Adams Project Management Construction, and the TriniLink Solutions. You are listening to Soul Inspirations. Yes, you're tuned into Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM with yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani. And as always, I must say it's definitely an absolute honor and, of course, a personal pleasure to be in your company once again for around about the next hour. Also, thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. May Allah continue to bless you and yours with all that is good in both worlds. Of course, you can send me a message via the WhatsApp number 2994103. Alternatively, you can shoot me a message via the social feeds as well. Of course, if you are desirous of viewing a live stream of this morning's program, you can go to Facebook, go to your search bar, type in Safraz Ghani. If you're on YouTube, you again go to your search bar, type in Imam Safraz Ghani, and those two forums will take you to a live feed of this morning's program. Well, on the program this morning, of course, we've got a very, very interesting segment, as always, lined up for you. We start off with our short inspirational segment, followed by the early morning call to prayer. And of course, as we go through the course of the program, we'll be sharing with you a few beautiful Islamic selections. And of course, we've got our lecture segment coming up as well a bit later on this morning. On our lecture segment, I'll be talking about the importance of sometimes changing your perspective on life. Perspective is extremely, extremely important. And sometimes in life, to get a clearer picture of what is happening, to get a clearer vision, it is important to swap around and to change around your perspective from time to time. So that's our discussion point for this morning. Definitely do stick around. Like I mentioned before, I've got lots to share with you. Thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani.
ربنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا 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 يا 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 ربنا. Oh Allah, you are the greatest, nothing can compare to you. Oh Allah, you are the greatest, nothing can compare to you. Oh Allah, you are the greatest, nothing can compare to you. Giving, loving, merciful Lord, all praise is due to you. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Oh my Lord, I raise my hands, supplicating love to you. Oh my Lord, I raise my hands, supplicating love to you. Grant me in the afterlife the glory of seeing you. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Oh, the one who gives and takes, give us all that is good. Oh, the one who gives and takes, give us all that is good. Oh, the one who gives and takes, give us all that is good. Allow us to fulfill our aims and gain reward in all we do. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Oh Allah, I turn to you in my times of need and joy. Oh Allah, I turn to you in my times of need and joy. Truly you know everything, make my worries be no more. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Hey Khoda, tumi raham kore rani keu tumhar shaman. Hey Khoda, tumi raham kore rani keu tumhar shaman. Hey Khoda, tumi raham kore rani keu tumhar shaman. ভালোবাসো আমাদেরকে তুমি যে মহিয়ান। রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা। ربنا يا ربنا، 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 ربنا يا ربنا.
A beautiful way to start your morning. Rabbana ya Rabbana. Start your morning by calling out unto the Almighty. For indeed, He is in control of everything. Get yourself in the habit of getting into the mindset that indeed Almighty Allah, the Almighty, is the best disposer of my affairs. Ya Rabbana, Ya Rabbana. Call out unto Him, and I can assure you all doors will be open upon you. Allah's blessings and mercies unto you on this beautiful Friday morning. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours. And of course, as we look forward to another day, as we look forward to another week, as we give thanks for the blessing of life, always remember that life itself is extremely, extremely valuable. And sometimes to protect that sanctity of peace, it is important that you remove yourself from situations that continuously triggers your mental health. Remove yourself from those situations that tend to hurt you, that tend to hurt your heart, because that in itself, preserving that peace that entity of peace, that sanctity of peace is, of course, of utmost importance. So as you go through the course of your life, protect your peace at all costs. Choose a happy life. And I stress on the word choose. When you wake up each morning, take a moment to think about the kind of life you want to have. Consciously choose to have a happy life. Consciously choose a life that is filled with love, a life that is filled with laughter and good health and success. Then begin your day. Focus on the things that you can do to make all of those things a reality. And I end by saying this to you, that life and time are the two best teachers that a person can ever have. Life and time. Life teaches you to make good use of your time, and time teaches you the value of life, and both definitely goes hand in hand. So I say to you, may Allah bless you this day. May He continue to shower you with His mercies and His blessings, and may He continue to open the doors of mercy, the doors of blessings, and of course may He guide your footsteps toward all that is good, and may He continue to grant you the health and the strength and the courage to face the challenges that of course will come your way this day, this week, this month, this year. May He continue to bless us all with goodness in this life as well as in the life of thereafter. Well, on that note, our inspirational segment is literally just around the corner. Do stick around. You are listening to Soul Inspirations right here on 103.1 FM.
Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM. Brought to you courtesy Original Barbecue Hut, Nicer Brand Products Limited, Point Fortin Hardware Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Adams Project Management Construction, and Trinilink Solutions. You are listening to Soul Inspirations.
Yes, ma'am.
So in life, we all tend to make mistakes from time to time. Some errors are small, such as forgetting to buy the bread on the way home. And some mistakes are much bigger, and they tend to have much more of an impact in our lives. No one enjoys being wrong, because it is always an unpleasant emotion that one has to experience when he realizes that he is wrong. Some of us tend to admit when we are wrong, while some of us kind of imply that we are wrong without explicitly expressing the fact that yes, indeed, I was wrong. The big question is, why is it that we can't admit when we are wrong? Well, the answer is related to ego. Some people have such a fragile ego, such brittle self-esteem, so to speak, that admitting when they are wrong, admitting when they have made a mistake, is fundamentally too threatening to their egos to tolerate. They literally distort their perception of reality to make that reality less threatening. And there are people who will never admit that they are wrong. They will twist their words to suit their occasion. They will contradict themselves, and they will make you look as though you are the one who is wrong. Be very wary of such people. They think being wrong means being unworthy. Some people simply cannot apologize because they don't like to be wrong, and because it is seen as an inherent fault, and it is also seen as a weakness in their mind. And to underline that particular concept, I want to share with you this particular anecdote. There was a little boy who was visiting his grandparents, and he was given for the first time the gift of a slingshot. So he practiced in the woods, but he could never hit his target. As he came back to his grandmother's house, he came back to the backyard, he spied her pet duck, and on an impulse, he took aim at the duck and he let fly. The stone hit the duck squarely on the head, and the duck eventually fell down and died. The boy immediately panicked, and desperately he hid the dead duck in a pile of old wood, only to look up and see his sister watching him from the window. His sister had seen it all, but she said absolutely nothing. After lunch that day, the grandmother said to the sister, "Come on, let's go and wash the dishes." But the sister said, "No, Johnny told me he wanted to wash the dishes. My brother Johnny, he told me that he wanted to help wash the dishes today." And then she whispered to him, "Do you remember the duck? If you don't do the dishes, I will tell on you." So Johnny, of course, did the dishes. Later on, his grandfather asked if they wanted to go fishing. The grandmother said, "No, I need the sister to help me make supper." Again, the sister said, "Don't worry, Grandma. That is all taken care of. Johnny wants to do that particular chore." And again, she whispered to him, "Do you remember the duck? If you don't help with supper, I will tell on you." And this went on for a while. After several days of being blackmailed by his sister, and after several days of doing both his chores and his sister's chores, finally he couldn't stand it anymore, and he went and he confessed to his grandmother that he had killed the duck. His grandmother looked at him and smiled. She gave him a hug and she said, "I know exactly what you did, because I was also standing there at the window and I saw the whole thing. And because I love you, I forgave you. I didn't say anything because I wanted to see how long you would let your sister make a slave out of you." A very important moral, and that is always confess. Always confess when you make a mistake. It will take away a load of guilt from your heart, which will boost your conscience. And more importantly, no one will have the opportunity to take advantage of your secret mistake. Accept your mistake, apologize, and seek forgiveness politely. There is a certain liberating power attached to admitting when you are wrong. By acknowledging your mistakes and taking responsibility for them, not only do you free yourself from the burden of guilt and shame, but you also open the door to grow. You also open the door to learning, and you open the door to stronger relationships. Very, very important. Denying your mistakes or refusing to admit when you are wrong can be a heavy, heavy burden to carry. It leads to internal conflict, it erodes your self-esteem, and it puts a very, very hard, harsh strain on your relationships. The fear of being perceived as flawed or vulnerable often drives an individual to hide his errors. Admitting when you are wrong, however, is an act of courage, and it is an act of integrity. It requires you to confront your shortcomings and face the consequences of your actions and take ownership of your mistakes. And by embracing accountability, you free yourself from the shackles of denial, and you create a safe space for personal growth and transformation. Apologizing is not just about expressing regrets, it is about releasing the burden of guilt and remorse that weighs you down. When you offer an apology, you acknowledge your human aspect, your humanity. You show respect for others, and you pave the way for healing and reconciliation. Apologizing is a powerful, powerful tool for letting go of the past, for letting go of past mistakes and moving forward with a clean slate. What are the benefits of admitting when you are wrong? Well, of course, you enjoy emotional freedom. Admitting to your mistakes liberates you from the emotional baggage of guilt and shame. You are able to then promote personal growth, and you're able to create stronger relationships, which is extremely important. It is extremely important to remember that admitting when you are wrong is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament to your strength of character, and it is a testament to your commitment to personal integrity. By letting go of the burden of denial and embracing accountability, you free yourself to live authentically. You free yourself to grow continuously and nurture meaningful connections with others. Remember, the path to self-improvement begins with self-awareness and ends with self-acceptance. Embrace your imperfections, learn from your mistakes, and always be willing to admit when you are wrong. Admitting when you are wrong is indeed a transformative act that can lead to personal liberation and emotional healing. By releasing the burden of denial and embracing accountability, you pave the way for growth, you pave the way for reconciliation and a much more fulfilling life. So may Allah continue to grant us the health and the strength and the courage to always do what is right. And may He continue to grant us the courage to stay away from all that is wrong. At this point in the program, we now go to the early morning call to prayer. The early morning call to prayer is being brought to you this morning through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Cunupia.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على حي على حي على حي على
Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM, brought to you courtesy Original Barbecue Hut, Nicer Brand Products Limited, Point Fortin Hardware Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Adams Project Management Construction, and the TriniLink Solutions. You are listening to Soul Inspirations.
अच्छा चलता हूँ दुआ में याद रखना ये जिंदगी ने फिर दिल को धोखा दिया चलता हूँ तो में याद रखना, ये जिंदगी ने फिर दिल को धोखा दिया। दुनिया में बस एक प्यार रखना, ये वो प्यार है हर एक सांस में है। अंधेरा न रहा अब रोशनी यहाँ, तेरा प्यार तेरी अता हम पर हौसला। रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे, रब्बा रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे। हाँ अर्रहमान हो, अर्रकीब हो, दिल से करीब हो, जान से करीब हो। सच्चा ये प्यार है अब तो सुकून है, हर वक्त उसका नाम लबों पे रखना। अंधेरा न रहा अब रोशनी यहाँ, तेरा प्यार तेरी अता हम पर हौसला। रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे, रब्बा रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे। हाँ रब्बा मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या, He'll always be right here. रब्बा मेरे या, 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 मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या, रब्बा मेरे या,
ولن ترى عينك في الدنيا مثل سماء، وتجري من تحتها أنهار عدن ترى، وعطرها مسك يريح هواها سلام. فلن يأتي حلمك قوما بما قد رأى مع الحبيب أن أراه في أبوابها، وأمتي أن أراها في دار السلام. فيا إله I pray for Jannah, 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 Jannah. I pray for Jannah, 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 Jannah. I raise my hands in the air, I'll make a prayer, I'll make a prayer. I pray for Jannah, 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 Jannah. Just to see him standing with the Salihin welcoming them. And then emotions tell me to come forward and drink from his hands. Oh. But I'll be motionless, just staring at this most beautiful man, who saved me from hellfire, pleading to Allah, Ya Ummah
Almighty, so blessed slave, enter Jannah for eternity. Look what Allah's mercy and blessings have brought. This is what you strive for, what you sent for. I wanna go where no eyes never seen, no ears never heard, no mind can imagine. Paradise, no more tests, no more tears, no more trials. Paradise, just to hold my mother in my arms. Paradise, where I'll gaze into my children's eyes. Paradise, gardens beneath where rivers will flow. Paradise, when nothing will hurt anymore. Won't hurt anymore. You held my hand to steady me till I was ready to make a stand on my own 2 feet, while my world was crumbling down. And you tried your best to shelter me from the coming of the storm. You opened my eyes to see that all hope was not gone. You held me in your arms and wiped away my tears. Not even in a million years can I ever repay you for what you've done for me. You were there when I fell, if there was no place for me. You were there to show me how to truly believe in the miracle of creation, in the good and the bad. Oh, how I love you, Mom and Dad. You were there to lift me up when I was far too small, to see a brighter tomorrow and face it bright and tall. When my head was down, you prayed for me, said I just need some time. You said to spread my wings and fly, give the world of what was inside. You taught me to try to do my best. Oh, Allah bless them and always keep them safe from harm. Grant them places in paradise in your eternal salam. You were there when I fell, if there was no place for me. You were there to show me how to truly believe in the miracle of creation, in the good and the bad. Oh, how I love you, Mom and Dad. Oh, how I love you, Mom and Dad.
Yes, indeed, a very, very important message in that particular rendition. I mean, if you've got your parents still alive, I can tell you, you have such a blessing in your life. If your parents are still alive, continue to honor them, continue to serve them, and always pray that Almighty Allah keeps their shadow over you for as long as possible, because that is a blessing that can never ever be replaced upon the face of the earth. May Allah grant us the understanding. Welcome back. I'm yours truly, Imam Safar Ghani, host of this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations. Of course, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment on this beautiful Friday morning, the day of Jummah. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours. Well, at this point, we now get into our lecture segment. This morning, we're talking about the importance of sometimes looking at life from different perspectives or from different angles. And I want to use the anecdote of an image. If you think about an image, when you look at an image in front of you, there are two things that can affect the way that you see that image. There are two things that will make the image appear differently in your eyes. Number one, the actual image itself. If the image changes somewhat, or a different feature is added or subtracted, your eyes will see a different image. Number two is the angle from which you see that image. If you stand on the right side of the image, you may see a different side. If you stand on the left side, again, you might see a different side of the image. If you stand in front or if you stand behind, each time you will see a different perspective or a different angle of the image will appear in front of your eyes. And this is precisely what is called perspective. In life, it is important to reevaluate ever so often the way you see your life and the direction you are headed in. As you go through life, the road ahead, the image in front of you will change from time to time considerably. And even though the road ahead may change, it is important that you never ever lose sight and you never ever lose focus of your destination. Once you remain focused on where you want to be in life, even though you may have to travel many different roads and many different pathways to get there, you will never ever become lost. Secondly, it is important sometimes in life that occasionally you take a step back and you reevaluate the angle from which you view your life. Just slow down a bit sometimes. Slow down a little while and try to look at things differently. Look at things from a different angle or from a different perspective. And sometimes looking at things from a different angle helps you to see the road ahead in a clearer light or in a clearer vision. When you change the way you see things and you view things from a different direction or a different perspective, all of a sudden you see something differently. All of a sudden the pathway ahead tends to become much easier, and the solution unravels right there before you in front of your eyes. And you wonder, how in God's green earth didn't I see that before? Even though it was staring me right there in the face all along. Remember that excellence is not being the best. Excellence is doing your best. So every single day, hype yourself up, get up, show up, and never give up. Take advantage of your limitless potential. Take advantage of that gift that the Almighty has given to you by setting out specific and ambitious goals, and go out there and make sure you achieve them. Life is a journey, it's not a destination. We're not going to stay in this world forever. We're all moving through this world. We are traveling through this world. And if you keep postponing your eagerness and your determination to live a better life, if you keep delaying the personal fulfillment, you will forever stay in the realm of a dream. Of course, as you go through life, enjoy every step. Enjoy every decision that you make. But remember that you must remain connected on a spiritual level, because that is what will help you to live a much more fulfilling life. Life isn't about finding yourself, it is about creating yourself. Every single day, get up with the intention of creating a newer version of yourself, a better version of yourself. And sometimes what you need to do is stop going through the motions and start pursuing more satisfying routes instead. A degree won't make you a better or smarter person. Just like a normal and safe job wouldn't make you an honest and hardworking individual. Start looking for what is important in your life and make sure that you do more of it. Don't look back. You are not going that way. You're not headed in that direction. You are headed forward. And you know what is beautiful about life? Is the fact that every single day we have a decision to make. You can choose to learn new things. You can choose to improve your health. You can choose to spend your time with more positive and smart, supportive individuals. Or you also have the ability to choose the absolute opposite. Focusing your mind on the future is no easy task. As a matter of fact, we tend to want to dwell in the past as much as we possibly can, because we've got that sentimental streak within us, which eventually blindfolds us from moving forward in a positive manner. So therefore, it is important that you learn to embrace the present and fill the present with productive actions that eventually will lead you to a better tomorrow. It is important to understand that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. The difference between proactive and reactive people is the difference between success and the unsuccessful ones. Those who are reactive are easily affected by their environment, while proactive people, they know that their state of mind can be influenced by external factors. So what they try to do is that they try to protect that realm of peace that they have built up around them. It's not the length of your life, but the depth of your life that really matters. We're all dying. We're all heading towards our graves. Life is too short to get caught up in complaining and dissatisfaction about our current situation, our current condition. It's too short to simply go through the motions. It is not about who you want to become in life. It is about gradually developing yourself into that particular persona. Very little is needed, by the way, to make a happy life. Remember that it is all within you. It is a method of thinking. It is a process of thinking. Become optimistic. Like they say, see the glass half full instead of seeing it half empty. Count your blessings and spend time in the cultivation of a positive outlook. And that in itself can never ever be considered as a waste of time. And in this life, you've only got one shot. You only live once. But if you do it right, I can tell you once is enough. Once will be enough. So take all that life has given to you and make out of life what you want it to be. One shot at your dream. There is no reset button. And since you don't know how long you have in this world, since you don't know how long you're going to live, you might as well make the most out of each day that Almighty Allah has given to you. Time never stops, and neither should you. Count each day as a blessing. And if you can believe that you can, then you're already halfway there. The power of the mind cannot be questioned. The power of the mind is something which is extremely, extremely powerful. And on the one side, you have your goals and aspirations, but on the other side, if you have the mental fortitude to get you there, your goals and your visions become so much easier. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminds us, live in this world like a traveler, because we are all moving through this world. How long we have, we don't know. The days will come and go. The weeks will come and go, the months, the years, and so on and so forth. And before we know it, that hour has dawned upon us when we have to exit this world. Make every moment count. Continue to connect with the Almighty. Let Him be the guiding factor in your life. And I can tell you, every day in your life will become such a pleasure. Every day in your life will become so fulfilled. And Almighty Allah will protect you and shower you with His mercies and His blessings. So may Allah continue to bless us all. May Allah give us the understanding of what is good and what is not. May Allah give us the understanding of what is important and what is not. And may He grant us the ability to focus and channel our attentions and our facilities, our faculties towards those things which are important. And may He save us from wasting time behind those things which are not important in our lives.
Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, it's the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. I'm waking up in the morning, got the special Friday feeling. Getting ready in my best clothes now. My jubba looking crisp, going all out. Jumping my ride to the masjid. Hearing the khutbah, it's a blessing. Now we're standing in the sun and we're praying. Then I greet our kids with Assalamu alaikum. Friday is here and it is the best of days. When we go to the masjid and we all pray. There are blessings on this special day. Thank you, Allah, thank you for this day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. Friday sunnahs are locked down, looking fresh with my miswas. We didn't see the talk up on a Friday. That's how the salawat on the prophet is me upon it. Friday is here and it is the best of days. When we go to the masjid and we all pray. There are blessings on this special day. Thank you, Allah, thank you for this day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. We all get this special day to change our ways, to cleanse our hearts, a brand new start. Oh, and don't forget that hour of Saturday is Istijabah, where prayers are accepted from our Allah. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak.
Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM, brought to you courtesy Original Barbecue Hut, Nicer Brand Products Limited, Point Fortin Hardware Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Adams Project Management Construction, and the TriniLink Solutions. You are listening to Soul Inspirations.
Yes, of course, you're tuned into Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM with yours truly, Imam Safar Ghani. At this point, we're now coming to the end of the program for this morning. Of course, I must take the opportunity to extend a very, very heartfelt gratitude to our sponsors. Special thanks as well going out to you and yours. Special salams and greetings of peace going out to our listeners and viewers who have joined us on the program this morning. Thank you so much for all of the beautiful messages, all of the kind words, all of the beautiful gestures that you have extended to me throughout the course of the program. May the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Of course, it was an absolute pleasure to be in your company over the past hour. So by all means, do catch me next week, Friday from 5 a.m. as we bring to you another segment of Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. Also, special invitation going out to you and yours to join me today at the Baraka Grounds. I'll be delivering the Friday sermon there. Of course, if you are in the area, definitely do pop down. We'll be definitely honored to be able to meet you as well. Well, I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing out for this morning. Until next week, Friday, please have an extremely blessed day. Stay safe. Stay in the mercy of Almighty Allah. Much love, and may the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Up next is News at 6, followed by Prabhat. Do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM for more inspirational and motivational programming throughout the course of today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم سحر کا وقت تھا معصوم گلیاں مسکراتی تھی ہوائیں خیر مقدم کے ترانے گنگناتی تھی ابھی جبریل بھی اترے نہ تھے کعبے کے منبر سے کہ اتنے میں صدا آئی یہ عبداللہ کے گھر سے مبارک ہو شہ ہر دو جہاں تشریف لے آئے مبارک ہو محمد مصطفیٰ تشریف لے آئے مولاي صل وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم نہ کوئی آپ جیسا تھا نہ کوئی آپ